We all know, nowadays, Star Wars games are full of hidden details and Easter eggs. If you've been watching this channel, you'll have surely seen quite a few. But what about older Star Wars games? Did they still have these little references peppered throughout the game? Well, today I've got something a little different for you guys. Because Republic Commando just re-released for the PS4 and Nintendo Switch, I wanted to do some research and see if this game has any Easter eggs for us to find. Because when I played through the entire game, I couldn't really find any. You can hear me talk about how there are very few Easter eggs in my full playthrough. That's in the top right hand corner. But after doing some research, I did actually discover quite a few very unique Easter eggs I walked right past while playing, didn't even notice. And you can actually interact with them. So let's go take a look. Hey everyone, it's Andrew. So did you know that you can actually find a lightsaber in Republic Commando?
What did you say?
Here we're in the second chapter of the game aboard the Prosecutor, the acclimated class assault ship that went missing during the Clone Wars. The commandos are here to find out what happened. Now, towards the start of the level, just before you face the Trandoshan with the giant rotary cannon, my goodness, that thing is huge, you're given the option of either breaking through this wreckage or crawling through the vents. We're going to take the vents option, and inside there'll be one of those annoying scavenger droids, so let's just stab him a few times and wipe our visor clean. Okay, so before we make our way up to the left, if you look to the right, you'll see a dead clone trooper and a lightsaber. And then boss will say,
"An elegant weapon for a more civilized time, huh? Well, guess what? Times have changed."
Which is funny, seeing as though Republic Commando takes place years before Obi-Wan even says those lines. And unfortunately, there's no way of picking up the lightsaber. You can't touch it or do anything with it. I tried grenading it, I tried shooting at it, I tried everything, and nothing, it doesn't budge. But why is this lightsaber here? And who did it belong to? Was this dead clone using it to defend himself from the droid and Trandoshan invasion aboard the Prosecutor? Had he snatched it on Geonosis from a dead Jedi and kept it as a rare trophy? Well, thanks to some in-depth research and speculation from a few Reddit users, the only Jedi unaccounted for who was still alive when Yoda and the clones swooped in on Geonosis to save the Jedi was Joclad Danver. Yeah, that dude. So of all these Jedi here, 2 more of them died before making it off the planet, and Joclad is the only one that was unaccounted for, as far as I know. So, was he wounded at some point and then taken aboard the Prosecutor, where he died from his wounds? And then did the lightsaber fall into the hands of this clone? I mean, this is Star Wars. There are way more far-fetched ideas than this. I can't match the hilt with any I've seen before. It doesn't look familiar. Don't know who owns it. So, with all this considered, it's probably just an Easter egg. Okay, next up, still aboard the Prosecutor, but much later in the level, you can actually find a speeder bike. The same model of speeder bike the Imperials and then the Ewoks had on Endor. So this is in the section of the game where you're clearing out each hangar from the incoming droids, which I think was probably the hardest section of the game. So many supers and droidicas and battle droids all swarming you at once, and your squad gets down and you're just trying to survive. Anyway, just before you make your way to Hangar D, if you go to the back left corner of Hangar C, you'll see this. Now, the first time I came here, nothing happened. There's supposed to be a voice line or something that triggers when you approach the bike, and nothing happened. I was super disappointed. So, I reloaded the level, grinded my way through the droids again. So many droids to kill. This time it was much smoother though. Walked over to the bike to hear Sev say,
"You think that speeder still works?"
I'm not getting on it. That model's a death trap.
Cool, okay. But what is this console here at the back for? I don't think it has anything to do with the mission, does it? Let's activate this and see what happens.
Nothing happened.
Visual lock. Enemy target.
Cool, so this death trap model takes off and crashes somewhere in the hangar. Just glad I didn't jump on to go for a ride when it did this. Okay, next up. Now, Republic Commando has a lot of Aurebesh text in the game, and especially in the menus. Aurebesh is that Star Wars language you see written everywhere, in case you didn't know. And sometimes this text is actually meaningful, like in Jedi Fallen Order. I've translated a lot of the text in that game, and there's actually a lot that makes sense. But that's not exactly the case for Republic Commando. In fact, the developers seem to have have a lot of fun with what they wrote in the Aurebesh. In the menu, when you're loading up your game, the background Aurebesh translates to random messages, which I'm assuming were text messages or emails sent between developers or someone on the dev team. Also, I didn't translate any of this. These translations were done by DJ Sanyi on YouTube, and I'll leave a link to their channel down below. You can see here some of the text is cut off, but we have lines like, looking forward to hanging out and hearing more about the trip back home. I'll be in PA for July 4th. Otherwise, I'm not sure if I'll be back in city on Monday or stay down there since I have the day off. So it sounds to me like two friends trying to catch up, just a random conversation. And in one of the menus, we actually have a swear word. What? In Star Wars? No way. Jedi Pujub. They obviously slipped this one past the executives at Lucasfilm. They don't know how to read Aurebesh. But this one here says, see ya, so what? Also, we have a dev with a sense of humor. In the opening intro where the commandos are training on Kamino, this screen here translates to, this is just text to make it look like I am teaching something. It's a total shame that I lost all my work due to a crash earlier. And on the right it says, man, this turret, I hate computers so much. On the death screen, we have this Aurebesh translating to based on our revised project schedule. And after talking with Chris, it's apparent it would be good for the project if I delayed my upcoming vacation by a week. Thus, I will be gone from Monday, September 20th for 3 weeks and will return on Monday, October 11th. I'm assuming this was back in 2004, Dev trying to take some time off, and he's used those emails in the game. There's a lot more text in the game to translate, and DJ Sanyi has done a great job of doing so in his video, so I'd really recommend you go watch that for more. It's linked in the description. Okay, this next Easter egg is much more obvious, but some of you might have missed it. So, in Republic Commando, you play as Boss, the leader of Delta Squad, and his designation is RC-01/138. Do any of these numbers look familiar? Well, THX 1138 was George Lucas's first feature film, and the number 1138 has since appeared in nearly every Star Wars film, Indiana Jones, American Graffiti, and almost everything that has to do with George Lucas. So, RC-1138 is another reference to the maker himself in the main character of this game. Alright, next up, when you're making your way through the Kashyyyk level and are about to enlist the help of a few Wookiees on your mission, Sev will say the line,
Now's my chance to pick up those bandoliers I've always wanted.
Sev is of course referring to the Wookiee bandoliers, just like the one worn by Chewie, which I don't think we ever see him use, but he's wearing it all the time. Not all Wookiees wear bandoliers, so maybe Sev will get lucky, even if this reference is kind of dark, seeing as though he'll likely be taking a bandolier from a Wookiee that's been killed. Now, I'd love to make more videos like this in the future, looking at Easter eggs and references in all sorts of Star Wars games, both new and old. So if you know about an Easter egg or detail in any Star Wars game you'd like to see featured on the channel, let me know in the comments. And for more Easter eggs, watch one of these videos here and follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and join my Discord for lots more hidden details, Star Wars news, Star Wars gaming, and everything else. And thanks for watching this. My name's Andrew. I'll catch you soon.
Stay bombastic.